Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are hosting one of our Kectil Community Project finalists of 2025, Deborah. And we're gonna interview her on her project, discover some details, some challenges that she faced, and also ask some more in detail questions, personal questions about the project, how she came up with the idea, how she developed it. So stay tuned. Maybe some ideas of Deborah will motivate you to start your own project, or if you have the idea of the project, develop it in a way that Deborah did. So, welcome, Deborah. And
Thank you.
before we get into your wonderful project, tell us a little about yourself. Who is Deborah, and where are you joining from?
Okay. My name is Deborah. I am joining from Uganda, East Africa. I am a certified project management professional, certified by the Project Management Institute. And I also have a degree in cytotechnology. So I am a cytotechnologist by profession. Yes, I think that's all I can say about me.
Okay, Deborah, thank you so much for a detailed introduction. I think there is much more that you do that you didn't mention about, but I think we will discover in the process what you did, and that will tell more about yourself, I think. Here I have the first question for you. So your project took on something that is still taboo in many countries. It's menstrual hygiene and period poverty among young schoolgirls. So where did this idea come from? Was there a specific moment, memory, or experience in your life that gave you the idea? Um, that made you think and say like these girls need someone to talk to them. How did you come up with the idea? Tell us more like the story behind the idea.
Okay. So the background behind the idea is that first of all, menstruation is a natural process that occurs in every fertile lady. So it's something that happens whether we like it or not. And so it's a normal occurrence of life. And so we cannot turn our eyes away from it. And for me, the thing that has always been close to my heart is that I was raised by a single dad. And when I had my first period, I didn't know how to walk up to a man and express myself and tell him about what has happened to me and ask for guidance. But luckily, I had a big sister. So I went to her. She was also not that knowledgeable about it at that time because our age difference is not that big. So we kind of figured it out on our own. And for me now, I realize that a lot of girls maybe they stay with people who they're unable to have these vulnerable conversations about menstruation, menstrual hygiene, and also coming from Uganda, we see a lot of people struggling to buy sanitary towels every month. So it's a bit of a struggle. We see people trying to use, clothes, toilet paper, and sanitary items. So we just decided, because there's a government, a public school near us, we decided let's reach out and provide some of these sanitary items and also have honest conversations because some of these girls may not have caretakers who they can have vulnerable conversations with, and it's upon us to be those people that they can talk to when we can.
Wow, I think that's a very deep personal thing that you brought with you into the project. And I think that that's the community need that you saw. And it's one of the most important features of the starting idea of the project. And I think you really felt it on yourself and you felt that many people experience that. I think those kind of projects that come from your personal experience and what you see around yourself are one of most powerful projects. That's really nice. And here I have the second question for you. I was like checking once again your project report, and I saw that you blew past your targets. So you plan to reach 56 girls and you reach 70. You aimed for 50% engagement and you got 85. And the girls asked nearly double the questions you had prepared for them. But beyond the numbers, is there any one specific moment from that day that stayed with you? Maybe a particular girl, a question someone asked, or a reaction you saw that you know you will never forget?
Okay, so there was this particular girl who asked the question that does it mean that if I'm going through menstruation, I should not talk to boys because that means I'm going to get pregnant? So that's what she had been told, that anyone that's having menstruation, when you get near a boy or talk to them, you're going to get pregnant. So we had to explain that menstruation means that you are fertile enough to get pregnant, but pregnancy comes from having sex with somebody of the opposite gender. Talking to them, sitting near them will not make you pregnant. So there were a lot of misconceptions around menstruation, the hygiene. I mean, how many times should I change my pad? Can I wear one pad the whole day? How do I clean myself? Um, if I'm wearing a sanitary towel, can the person next to me know that I'm going through menstruation? How can they know? What are the signs? If I'm having cramps, what can... So there were a lot of questions, but that one stuck with me. The fact that for her, I think it was a way of protecting, that her mom told her that when you start having your periods, when you talk to a boy or sit next to a boy, you get pregnant. So I think the parent was trying to protect her, but was misinforming her at the same time. So that's something that stuck with me.
Wow, Deborah, I think it's the clear sign that the community needed the project that you did. And it's shocking for me as well to hear that there are girls that think that way, that they are not informed enough. And also in your report, you mentioned that there was so much shame, stigma, and misinformation around menstruation. And you discovered that some girls were even using tissues or pieces of cloth because they had nothing else, as you mentioned, and some were missing school entirely during that period. For many of these girls, this may have been the first time ever talking to an adult about this issue. So, how did you create a space where they felt safe enough to open up and ask questions? And the second question is, what was it like to for you to sit there and hear some of what these girls were going through?
Okay, so how we created a safe enough environment was because this was our first time to visit the school. So it was assuring the girls that whatever you tell me, you may not see me again. So your secrets are safe with me. I'm not like a parent, a relative, or your schoolmates that after being so vulnerable with, now you have to see me the next day and the next day. I'm a stranger who has come to just offer you advice. So feel free, talk to me. Whatever you tell me stays here. So it was just making them comfortable enough to know that, I mean, you can tell me your worst thing and you will never probably see me, and probably I will never see you again. But like the impact of the conversation will stay with you. And what was the second question?
It was about what was it like for you to sit there and hear some of what these girls were going to share?
Some of the questions were heartbreaking to see the sheer ignorance, and to know that the people, the caretakers at home and big sisters who are not passing down this information and leaving it out for strangers to be the ones to inform their children. So some of that was a bit heartbreaking, but it also was encouraging that, whatever knowledge and wisdom that you have, don't keep it to yourself. The world out there needs it. So for me, it was very encouraging for me that I was giving a piece of myself for others, and it was going to help our life out there. and not just me, but like the team of people who were together, everyone just pouring out all the wisdom, the knowledge, illustrations, trying to reach their points home, and seeing how, when somebody is given like a new fact or a new piece of information, how their face lights up. Like, yeah, it was amazing.
Wow, I think you're really taking us through the experience, how you felt, how sitting there, and how you felt talking to these girls. For me, it's also like a way that I understand how you did the project and the way that I imagine it being done in my community. I think there would be like similar processes and similar reactions. For You also told us in your report that school management was hesitant at first. They didn't want strangers to come and talk to their students. And it was only once you identified yourselves as a sisterhood of ladies from local church that the doors really opened. So, can you take us into the moment? How did you win their trust? And what would you say to other young women who have a great idea but keep running into closed doors and gatekeepers who don't take them seriously?
First of all, I think it's only good for schools to be careful about who they allow into their community and who they allow to, speak to the children, because some people can come with ill intentions, some people can come and give false information or redirect the children to a path that is not right for them. So that part of the school being hesitant was absolutely understandable. So what we had to do, fortunately, there was a member of our group who had a friend who was a teacher at that school. So now that member of our group was the liaison for us and the school. So one of our team members, together with that lady and the teacher who was already in that school, are the ones who went and pitched the idea to the school and tell them, this is where we want to come. This is our plan. This is the impact we want to leave. These are the resources we want to give you. And these are the outcomes that you'll get out of this. So just explaining to the school your intentions and for them to see that they're pure intentions. So stakeholder engagement is something that is very important, and knowing your how to pitch your idea and how to get people on the same um, line as you. So I think that's what we did: stakeholder engagement, understanding their hesitations, and just explaining to them so that they can, debunk probably their hesitations.
I think that is a really strong technique to find someone inside the school that they can explain those who are inside what you want to do, and I think that helps them not to see you as strangers and trust you somehow. I think you use the stakeholder engagement technique in the best way, and it's a way that we can learn from, and our audience as well to get the connections through and try to understand who has what connections that we can use. This is a really great example. Now, let's talk a bit about Kectil. Who was Deborah before joining the Kectil program? And who is she now after going through it? Were these specific lessons, skills, or shifts in the way you think that came from the Kectil curriculum and that you actually put to use on the ground while you were planning and running your project?
Okay. So Deborah, before the Kectil program, was, a young Ugandan girl who has a dream to make a positive impact in her community, but also frustrated by what she sees around her community. Deborah, in the Kectil program, gets to realize that, hey, see, the challenges that you're facing in your community are not different from the ones in Ghana. They're not different from the ones in, you know, these other countries. So some of these are global challenges. And, in the course of doing the work, and reading other people's work. You come to see how people are thinking about these challenges, the solutions they're providing, and seeing how, we are all kind of thinking in a similar direction. And Deborah, after the Kectil program, is motivated to cause impact because she realizes that, these are not unique problems. These are things happening everywhere, but it takes people who are committed to do good coming together to achieve something that is powerful and impactful for the next generation. So the skills I got from the Kectil program, critical thinking, analysis, reading, because we had to do a lot of research for some of these work, and also, collaborative, because we have to interact with other people's work and offer our 2 cents about what we think, and also learn from one another. So I think Deborah, after the Kectil program, is more collaborative, more critical thinking, and also aware of her environment more and the things that are happening, and always looking out for solutions.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think my experience with Kectil was the same, and it gives you at the end kind of self-reflection that you go through and understand, like, look, the communities around me also have the same problems as I do, as my community does. And what if we learn from each other? What if we create a community of learners and change makers that can bring the change not only in my own community, but in the communities around? I think it's a really nice self-reflection. Who were you before taking the program and after that? I did it myself as well. So for anyone watching who might be thinking about applying to Kectil Community Projects this year, what was it actually like to work with the Kectil Community Projects team for you, and how did they work with you from the first proposal all the way through to implementation? Was there a particular moment where their guidance or support made a real difference for you?
So the project team, one thing that I can give them credit for was that they were really, really supportive. I mean, they gave us guides, they gave us templates, they gave us information, project information. This is what a project plan is. This is how you come out with. This is how you choose stakeholders. This is how you draw up a budget. I mean, so many resources were given. They gave us a Google Sheet with so many resources. So they were very supportive. And in case you had a question, they were open to answering any other question you had, guidance. They kept giving us timelines. By this, you should have finished at least this part of the project by this time. You should now be in implementation by this time. You should now be finding results by this. So it was very, very, they were a very supportive team, the projects team at Kectil.
I'm really happy to hear that. So I would like to come back to one more question that I got from reading your report and going through the presentation. So about 25 women put their own money together. Some gave as much as 100,000 Uganda money, and you ended up raising more than your goal of 1 million shillings. What was it like to watch your sisters rally like that? And what does that say about what is possible when women decide to back each other?
First of all, I think that shows a heart of generosity that people are able to, pull resources together. I mean, this money could have been used to do any other thing, but they purpose for it to do something impactful and something very, very meaningful. So, first of all, it reveals to me that these ladies have a heart of generosity, and also reveals that they care about what the challenges in their community and want to be a part of the solution, and also shows the power of community, the power of people doing life together, the power of people having common goals, common purposes, and just rallying together to do good. So for me, it was just a testament of when people come together to achieve a mission, nothing can stop them.
I think that was very powerful, and everyone watching here got more like idea and like motivation to move forward. And I think the sharing experience of a successful project is one of the best ways to motivate people. And I would dare to ask you for another motivation. If a young woman in Uganda or anywhere in Africa is watching this right now and she has an idea to help her community, but feels too young, too inexperienced, or like she just doesn't have the resources, what would you tell her? And looking ahead, what is next for you and this project?
Okay, so what I would tell any young person who has, a vision, a goal, and something they would like to achieve, but they feel inadequacies in some areas, I'd tell them first of all, don't lose that vision or that goal. Stick to it, write it down, and then also understand that provision always follows a vision. Once you have a vision, a goal, something you want to achieve, it's easier to rally people towards that vision as long as you have it and you are certain about it. And what I would also like to motivate somebody out there is to tell them that, you know, silence is acceptance. When you see the challenges that are happening around you and you keep quiet about them, that's you accepting that that's the norm. But if you disagree and think that something should be done about it, then you are the right candidate to do something about it.
Yeah, I think that was very strong, really strong and motivating. And all those who were listening to you got a push of motivation to go forward. Um, and also, I noticed that you mentioned in the reporting of your project that you hope it could reach all the other schools. Is this just the beginning of your project?
I think this is just the beginning. Um, we are working to rally more people to reach even more people. So that was a foundation that we were building, and now we hope, you know, to do bigger things, go to more schools, and I think just what is remaining right now is to align all of our programs because we're all mature with careers and tight schedules. So to find the right time to, reach out to as many schools and as many people as possible. But that remains the goal and that remains the dream.
I think with what I saw you did, it's still very powerful, and there is much more place to go forward. And I think that if you manage to create these, the continuation will be, at least in my opinion, really powerful. And I think you can rally more and more girls to go into it, and you will be able to get more sustainability into your project through the funds. I really believe in that because what I saw you did is already very powerful, coming from a country a community that's not so generous in giving you resources, skills, and knowledge on how to do that. It's already demanding a lot of power, a lot of will, and um, just guts to get into it and do it. So, Deborah, if every one of those 70 girls remembers just one thing from the day you spent with them, what do you hope it is?
I hope it's the power of community, people coming together for a common good.
Hmm. I think, yeah, that is an amazing ending. And I think bringing people for a common good is motivation for any community that struggles with any kind of issue. We should just identify it, bring more people together, and try to solve it. So it was an amazing discussion with you, Deborah. I'm really happy to see you continue your project, and I really believe there will be more funding, more sustainability, and you will be able to even expand the scale of the project that you are doing by bringing more people in your sisterhood and motivating more people to continue the work that you do. That's going to amplify the work and even go out of the borders of Uganda one day. I really hope to see that. Thank you very much
Thank you
for
too.
being our guest. And this was the interview with Deborah, one of our finalists in 2025 Kectil Community Projects. Stay tuned because we are gonna do more interviews with our finalists, and we really believe that Deborah's story can be your motivation to start and develop your project. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.